Hey guys, it's Sambo Dan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're doing a first look of Sonuscore's The Orchestra. Yesterday, Sonuscore released the contact player library, The Orchestra. I was looking over the materials. It says instead of going for a polished Hollywood sound, Sonuscore took a direct approach, leaving the sample sound as real and edgy as possible in a lightweight and no-nonsense approach. In this video here, we're going to play through the sounds of the orchestra and even more exciting, take a look at this engine they've built, which gives you the ability to create some very amazing music with just a few notes here and there. The orchestra downloads as just over 6.5 gigabytes. It's sample sets from an 80-player orchestral library recording session. Contains over 16,000 samples, and like I'd mentioned before, these are rough and edgy, or at least that's what they're kind of touting them as. They're not polished, they're not hyped. There's a complete set of articulations for all the standard orchestral instruments, as well as true legatos. The thing that got me really excited here, the Ensemble Engine, a independent arpeggiation with velocity envelopes. You can load up to 5 different instruments. If that doesn't make sense, just hold on a little bit. When we start playing with it, you'll see what that's all about. It does come with 150 presets organized in 3 different categories. You got orchestral colors, orchestral rhythms, and animated orchestra. Plus, there's 60 multi-track patches, and this is where some of the magic really happens. You get full orchestral multis for single articulations, as well as animated multis of instances of the Ensemble Engine. It is a contact player instrument, meaning it's compatible with both the full and free version of Contact. It does require Contact Player 5.6.8 or higher. The Orchestra from Sonuscore sells for $3.99. I'll include a link over to Best Service Store. There's some cross grades available, so if you want to log into Best Service account, see if you have some of their other string or orchestral libraries, maybe you get a cross grade price. So before I jump in, I just want to make sure to preface this. This is a first look. It's technically a second look. I did this whole video yesterday, output it. It was about an hour long, and had some audio issues. So this is a first look. We're just looking at the basics of the engine and listening. This is what I do every time I get a new library, so I can acquaint myself a little bit with what I do like, what I don't like, what it sounds like, what some of the functionality is of the instrument. So if you're looking for a review, that usually takes a few days at least of seriously playing with the instrument, utilizing it in composition, and then being able to draw some actual constructive criticism, pros and cons and whatnot. So this is a first look, and let's dig in. So this is the big daddy. This is what this whole library's anticipation has built around the engine, which is what they're calling it. Basically, you've got the ability to load 5 different instruments and have them performing here in the engine's predetermined arpeggiator. So we've got 3 different arpeggiators and 2 envelopes. We'll play with a little bit of these, but let's just listen to the differences here. So I'm going to mute all but that first violin, and then we'll look at the arpeggiator 1 So you hear the differences. So since we've got loaded up number 3, so let's just make this drastically different so we can really see it. You got your steps, and you've got how it's going to be played. So for chords, and note selection. And we got the octaves, so we can have it play up an octave. So I think I'm starting to get just how the engine works. It's using their multi-sampled instruments, loading them up, the articulations into these presets, and then you got the arpeggiators, or some of the other instruments will have these envelopes, and this is, I believe, the sustains. So let's go ahead and just listen to a bunch of what this has to offer. Animated orchestra. Let's just start with the first one. As you can see, it's a lot of fun to play, just kicking it out there. I've got my tempo controls real quick. Okay, we're at 120. Let's zip it up a little faster, and we'll move on to playing through a bunch of these. So you can see the mod wheel really does a lot on this one. And you can see now we're mixing brass and strings together with the orchestra engine loading up. So with just a couple triads there, I'm starting to get something pretty interesting. And here we've got the choir envelope and the violin envelope. So let's head over to our mixer. I want to mute everything but that. Where'd it go? Here it is, the violin 2 tremolo right here. So now you can see it's a 3-bar phrase. I'm going to change it to 4 time. And I feel like I'm adjusting the wrong one. Yep, envelope 2. Here we go. That's the problem. No wonder it didn't adjust the bar. So you kind of see how you can get the velocity changing. So it's pretty cool. I think that I'm seeing a few things in limitations, and they are all at the sake of the expense of having such a small footprint. The entire orchestra here loads up as about 6.5 gigabytes, like I said, but it loads really quickly, and these mostly are, a couple 100 megabytes per sample. Which is very slim, so it has a very small RAM memory. So that's trombones doing the envelope. Let's take a quick look at that. Was it envelope 1? Yeah. So that's really cool. The other limitation which I'm seeing, and I could be mistaken because, like I said, this is a first look, is I don't see a way to trigger different arpeggiators or envelopes on the fly via key switch, which would have meant we would have had 15 additional key switches somewhere, but that would have really extended what the orchestra could do here. And again, that's just, I'm not seeing it. I'll have to dig in even further to make sure I'm not missing that functionality. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with. That is for sure. It's pretty inspiring too. And although I do appreciate the step sequence rhythms, I'm always just hoping that more developers would use score notation, I should say, because the difference between, what this visually represents and being able to click some different notes, I would prefer that myself because I've spent so much time with notation. So you hear that horn up there? Along with it's violin staccatos. Uprising 6/8. So you probably saw there's quite a collection of different time signatures. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. And King's Arrival. Let's listen to this. Yeah, you can get a feel. I mean, I'm just playing a handful of chords. I'm getting some really cool stuff. Let's move on. Orchestral colors. These will be divided, as you can see. Brass, choir, woodwinds, and some mixed. So this will mainly be a whole collection of ensembles. So marcatos. It's got a nice bite to it. Let's listen to the strings staccatos. Something I use a lot. Don't have the basses loaded up there. High strings. That's the problem. Full string staccato. There we go. That's a nice sound. Okay, this stuff, you can hear that this is layered across. So we've got our cello and our bass in a playable range, but the bass is moved up a bit. Otherwise, I think, let's see, there we go. Well, that didn't do what I thought it would. I guess my point of that was that I can hear once those violas come in, right there. Let's go ahead and mute those for a second. Let's just mute the violins. Here we go. Yeah, so as soon as we cross over to our C, lowest note for the violas, it jumps up. That's a nice sound, however. Hear that violin 2, how that last note sticks out. And that's fine, that's very natural, because that's exactly what would happen if you wrote for an entire string ensemble. Let's listen to, we haven't listened to any woodwinds on their own, so let's check these out. Yeah, there's a nice sound to it. I have to say the thing I'm really digging about the sound overall is that, there's no microphone positions. There's no ability to change the sound, but it sounds very nice. It blends very well together. And this concert hall, which, as you could see, is a master reverb that's on everything, it really sounds lovely, in my opinion. Although, they do have a few others they've selected, but this concert hall really works well. Is it even turned on? Yeah, the reverb's on. Okay, great. Let's move on. And woodwinds. Let's listen to the staccatos. I really like the sound of these low woodwinds. I use a lot of low woodwinds when I get a chance for my own kind of stuff. So moving on here, I think that we're going to do the multis, then we're going to go to the instruments, and I'll see if I can subdivide this into chapters. So we've got big orchestra, and I'm just going to randomly pick a few of these that I'm excited about. And what it's doing is on this set, it's loading up legatos for, looks like all of our lead voices. Yeah. So let's hear this. It's a really lovely sound, if I do say so. Let's listen to staccatos. Okay, interesting. They've jumped to 3 versions of the Orchestra engine. Yeah, that's just me playing. That's no arpeggiation or anything set up. I wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like it would have been nice to save your engine settings here so that you could probably load them here. Like if we wanted to turn this into a, whatever we're doing. Did I have it off? There we go. Yeah, so if we had a way to save and load the engine settings, I think that would be desirable, in my opinion. Looks like we got velocity determined pizzicato and staccato. No, it's just a mix. So woodwind staccatos, brass staccatos, and string pizzicato. A lot of fun. Let's listen to a couple combinations here. What do we got? Just brass and wood legatos. And again, really small footprints. We got like 65 megabytes for our bassoons. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a nice sound. It really works well when combining these instruments. So it looks like we got pizzicato and harp together. And that's great. That's the orchestral colors, orchestral rhythms. This is cool because this is a lot of the ones we listened to before in the engine, except now it's probably gonna load up 3 different versions with violin, strings, winds, and brass. So the hardest thing to do on these things is play something. Yeah, you guys get an idea. I was starting to get carried away there. I could This video could probably be like 3 hours long if I just record everything I wanted to try to play around with. Yeah, a lot of fun for sure. Okay, some more 16ths. Okay, so you notice they've just got the marcatos for the brass, staccatos for the woodwinds. And eighths mostly, I think. Let's see. Let's move along. Let's just a couple others. And it looks like there's some 7/8 patches here as well. Let's just randomly pick one to check out. Yeah, I'm not quite getting the rhythm there. Yeah, it's got a good sound overall. And our last one, animated. Looks like they've named these. This one's called Earthquake. Yeah, these are really fun. These are really fun, and this, I think, starts to show us the potential. And I specifically hear arpeggiation in the strings. I thought I did. No, just a couple notes bounce back forth. I thought I heard much bigger arpeggiators. Okay. Epic finale. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's the name of the patch. And I like how these have such a nice texture when they're quiet with the mod wheel dynamics turned down. I have a delay when I'm doing these screen captures, and the one thing I'm noticing is I'm almost able to play it without missing. Like with a lot of other libraries, I'm not able to catch it to when I'm about to change a note at a beat. But with this library, it's very light, and I think that contributes it to being so nimble. like how it has the end attack too. That's really nice. Apocalypse. Let's listen to this one. One more. Colossal. Colossus. Playing one-hand chords there. So that's the main orchestra. This is the main engine and what they've built. But there are a complete set of orchestral standard articulations. So I'm just going to spot play through some of these. Otherwise, this video is going to be pretty long. Let me make sure I've got, yep. So we've got all articulations of each of the individual sections. This is the violas. And the sustains. It's a pretty nice legato. These are all true legatos, I believe. I read that in the materials. And tremolos. It's got a nice sound to it. I do like it overall, and I did think the strings sounded pretty good. Just listening back, I've got to listen to the cello. I'm a big cello fan. Staccato. This would probably be a great place for us to turn off the reverb and get a little better idea. It's a nice, dry sound. I like it. This hall sounds good. That one sounds nice. Got a little more echo, or tail, I should say. I do like those small halls and recording stage. They really have a bit of added bite. There we go. Big boy. I didn't check ranges here. I'm sure that's in the material. It looks like it's just about 2.5 octaves. So it goes standard there. I know I promised some people in the future I would mention the ranges. Bass range C1 to G3, it looks like. So 2.5 octaves. I just want to hear the staccatos and marcatos for these. Yeah, that's kind of like a lot of bite. I appreciate the light footprint, 153 megabytes for the all articulations. Okay, I'm not playing everything. This is just checking out some of my core instruments that I go to a lot, exposed, that is. I like the sound of it. It's not. Let me turn the. Let me turn the reverb off. So it sounds like the sample's been truncated. So having a little bit of reverb really adds a bit of life to these samples. All right, you've heard enough of me playing with the French horn. Low brass. Let's see what this has to offer. No legato for low brass. Just the fake in the sustain. I should repeat that. You can fake it a tiny bit with the sustains. Plenty of bite there for me. And woodwinds. Let's see how this clarinet holds up. A lot of times I find the woodwinds to be probably the more difficult. It's got a nice character here for the staccato. Okay. And marcato. I like the breathiness that they've captured. legato. I'm gonna turn this reverb off for a second. I don't want to criticize too much because this is a first look, and I like to spend a lot more time with libraries before I critique them. But I feel a little bit like the clarinet might be a tiny bit one-dimensional. Although I have to say, what they have done by giving you all of the orchestral instruments as standard articulations on top of the engine is really make it so you can homogenize, so you could write with the engine, but then also go to do other things with solos and smaller little ensemble pieces. I got a feeling I'm going to say the same thing about this one. Yeah, I do feel the same way about this one. The oboe sounds a bit one-dimensional to me, although within the context of the orchestra, it sounds pretty nice. Okay, let's move on. Bassoons, let's just take a listen. Not a bad sound. And legato. Okay, that works well in that room. Contrabass. Really overblown. It's nice. Yeah, it's a really beautiful sound. In my opinion. Okay, let's. I know somebody say, "Why didn't you play the flute?" Oh, I might as well play it here. And legato. I think the flute might be my favorite sounding woodwinds of the library. That's just from a first listen here. Did we do brass, woodwinds, percussion? Okay, we haven't heard any percussion in the orchestra engine, so I'm very excited to hear what they've have to offer here. Tight go hits. A lot of depth. Drum ensembles. And this is a bassbone drum tremolo. It's this purple key here. It looks like a mod wheel controlled for dynamics. A lot of nice low end in that. I don't hope you got your headphones on. Yeah, that's great. Tom-tom hits, and I bet this is a snare. Yeah. Series of cymbal swells, it looks like. Some cymbal hits and choked cymbal. Nice. And then a harp with one single articulation. Perfectly acceptable. Timpani hits. And do we have rolls up here? Yes. That's nice. We got 2 octaves of timpani with rolls along with it, and some tubular bells. Now, you might have noticed here, there was this bonus choirs library. Elven Choir Vowels bonus. Okay, this sounds really nice. It's a neat addition, and I'm glad it's a bonus here because there's no control. You basically are getting that ah, ooh, ee kind of chant. And I don't think it syncs. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to sync it up and listen. Then you've got female staccatos, female sustains. Oh, good. We have some articulations here for. La, si, mos, in, sa, ni, tu, ni, ma, ka, nu. Yeah, I think this is perfectly workable. Might have been cool to have a little bit of a phrase builder, but these are bonuses, which is really nice that they've included them. Ahs and O's and men staccatos with the same. La, si, mus, in, sa, ni, tur, li, ka, ma, no. Articulations. Great. And male sustains. Yeah, that's a really lovely sound. Thanks so much for taking a little time out of your day to spend it with me here and check out the Orchestra by Sonuscore. I really appreciate all the comments and emails and sharing that we have. It really has made a tremendous difference to have such support from the community, and especially appreciate any constructive criticism, as we're always looking to make better videos, reviews, and content for you. Please comment in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you could, please take a second out of your day and share a video or maybe one of your favorite reviews from Sample Library Review on your social media. Help us spread the word. Like, share, and subscribe. We'd love your support. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news, reviews, and deals.